Festus Osifo, who is president of Trade Union Congress. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us on Newsday.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
So I'd like to start, by asking how the TUC arrived at the 200,000 naira minimum wage. Was there a cost analysis, to see if that price or if that amount would actually be enough to cushion the impact of the oil subsidy removal, considering the high rate of inflation we are currently witnessing and we are expected to witness, as the oil subsidy removal actually kicks into effect?
Yeah, I think you have clearly said it all because in Nigeria today, if you remember, in 2019, when we negotiated the 30,000 naira minimum wage, as at then, what was our inflation figure? So if you look at that 30,000 as at then, if you do the net present value of that 30,000, by the time you discount you look at the exchange rate. As at when we did that 30,000 naira as at then, exchange rate as at that time was around 300 plus. But today, exchange rate in parallel market is about 750, almost times 2 of that figure. Then if you look at the inflation that has persisted, between that time and now, it's super double-digit inflation. When we say double-digit inflation, it could be somewhere around 10, 11, 12%. But for us, we're doing 22% plus. Then that's why I refer to it as a super level inflation. So when you put all that together, the 30,000 naira as at then is supposed to be over 70,000 naira as at today. But we are also anticipating for the future. If you read Daily News Trust few days ago, they said that they want the exchange rate is moving towards 630. But although CBN came out to counter that, but from the intels we are having and from the feelers that we are having, that exchange rate will most likely move. It's just a matter of when. So when that exchange rate moves, for example, let's assume to about 650 naira, the unification. So the unifier, that's 650. The unification is all CBN exchange rates. We unify at a particular amount. But the parallel market, the value of the parallel market, it now depends on how you fund that unification value. So if CBN moves to about 650 and you still have a lot of items that are in the list that CBN is not funding, people still go to banks to get PTA or BTA and they are not able to get. People are not able to meet their FS obligations. So what is going to happen is that people are going to patronize the parallel market. So when they patronize the parallel market, the gap is going to widen. So we could see a scenario where the parallel market may hit almost 1,000 naira this year. So we are trying to be futuristic. So we factored all these into the value, and we now added the markup. Of course, we will not go there with our barest minimum. But if we go there with our barest minimum, government is also going to negotiate. So we also added a little headroom, which I will not review here, so that we'll have that room to negotiate. So for us, we think that what we have submitted is reasonable. We think that what we have submitted is something that is doable, considering our devaluation of naira over the years, and also considering our level of inflation today.
And just to add to that, KPMG, the audit, tax, and advisories services firm, they predicted that the subsidy removal would see inflation reach at least 30% starting this month. So that's something to chew on as well. As we know that the strike has been called off, which was supposed to start today. The federal government procured a court injunction in order to make that so. I'm now wondering how confident you are that the negotiations will go as planned for the June 19th scheduled date, whether or not, what the Trade Union Congress is asking for will actually be addressed, reviewed, and implemented.
Yes, we believe that on the 19th, that all parties are going to sit together and kickstart the process of negotiations. So we clearly believe that. But if government does otherwise, because they think they have court order, they will have the trade unions to contend with. Court order too can also be vacated. So we are not deterred in any way by the court order, but we believe that all parties are going to sit down on that date to meet. So when we sit down on that date to meet, we'll most likely now set up a committee with a specific timeline for them to look at the issues and refer to us. This time around, what we have told the government is that the days are over where we sign MOU, where we sign MOA, and 2 years down the line, excuses will now be abound. Anything that we come up with, anything that we will sign from day one, we are going to monitor the implementation. So there must be a window where we will see to the implementation of these, and not we sit back and we wait. After a while, they come and give us myriad of excuses. Excuses can be shop anywhere, but we want practical solutions. So for us, we believe that on the 19th, that all parties will sit down, we look at all issues from one till the end in view of resolving them.
Now, we know that you asked the government to revert to the old fuel pump price of 195 naira per litre while negotiations continue. But for now, that is really not happening, and it doesn't look like it's likely to happen. So are you willing to shelve that part of your demand and go on with the negotiations?
Yes, the mandate that we had from the neck of TUC was that, yes, you should keep pushing that the pump price should return back. But as much as you are pushing, don't stall negotiation with that. So we are pushing for the pump price to return back. Yes, we understand. As well, we also understand the implications and all that of that, as also discussed in our neck. But we are focused principally on the issues. So that is why, if you see the communique that we sent, is because if the mandate clearly was you must return back before discussion, what we would have done was that we wouldn't have commenced any discussion until we pressure them to revert back. But now we are asking at every meeting. That's the first thing we put on the table. Then after that, government will give its reasons why it cannot return back, but we'll proceed to start discussing other issues as mandated by the neck of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria.
And in that situation where the government reviews and hypothetically decides to not revert back to the pump price and maybe does not agree to some other items on the list of negotiation requests, what is the Trade Union Congress prepared to do?
Yes, we don't want to preempt the process. We cannot preempt the process today. So we are entering those discussions and negotiations in a very good faith. So, but as we progress, we will continuously review, because the neck of Trade Union Congress of Nigeria has mandated the National Administrative Council to keep reviewing and as well take decisions in the best interest, not just of Trade Union members of Trade Union Congress, but indeed the entire Nigerian workforce and the Nigerian masses. So we will be reviewing as we progress from 19th of June.
Now, Mr. Osifo, some states have already reduced their working days, from 5 to 3 days, like Kwara State, Edo State, in order to help cushion the impact of the oil subsidy removal. I'm wondering if this will be acceptable to the TUC in the event, that the federal government is not able to meet your demands. And what else do you think can be done to help cushion the impact of this oil subsidy removal?
Yes, for us, I think today we are entering into smart work. We are entering into a system where you can work anywhere. If you remember, during COVID, the ministries, they were shut down for about 1 year. Does it mean that the job wasn't going on? The job was also going on at the end of the day. So even today, a lot of private companies, they work, even some banks in a week, they work like 3 or 4 times from the office, and they work like once or twice from home. So that is now the new way of work, and also the smart way of work. So for us, those people being at home, I think a system can also be devised where they can work anywhere. There are people that live abroad, but they work for firms and companies in Nigeria. So that is not an issue. But if you look at the list that we submitted, so there are a whole lot of things there. We talked about tax holiday for those within the minimum wage and those that are slightly above the minimum wage. The 200,000 naira that we wrote there as a minimum wage, if you go down in that list, you are going to see that we are asking for tax holiday for them. So that anytime we now agree on a particular value of minimum wage, it will not be imputed into that, and that tax holiday will be given to them.